South Africa is becoming a major target for hackers as October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. What are the risks involved? According to the South African Banking Risk Information Center, SABRIC, the country has the third highest number of cybercrime victims worldwide and loses around 2.2 billion rand a year to cyber attacks. Meanwhile, while online shopping is growing, many consumers are enjoying the benefits of quick, efficient and convenient service. This has led to the boom of e-commerce and online payments at the palm of one's hand. But is it safe to do online shopping? Let's ask Mitchan Adams, who is head of R&D and innovation at Ozow. Thank you very much for coming to our program.
Thank you for having me.
How big a problem is cybercrime now, comparing to when we got acclimatized to online shopping several years ago?
I would say it grows every year. Every year more people start shopping online, so e-commerce keeps growing. The market grows, and as the market grows, cybercrime grows. These guys, they want money at the end of the day. That's the target, is to steal money, and the way to steal money is to steal information. And that information will be anything sensitive, such as credit cards or banking details. Once they get that, they can get money from you.
What kind of software programs need to protect the device that one has?
I wouldn't say programs per se. So antivirus helps. It does help, but criminals are always ahead of these antivirus software packages. So it's good to have that in place. It's good to do updates, regular updates all the time to make sure that you're not a victim to any vulnerability that might be in the software. But as a business, it's very important to have good processes in place, because the most important and probably the weakest point of your business is the people. So social engineering is something that is on the up and up constantly every year, and no software package is going to stop you.
So what about the longevity of an antivirus protector?
Yeah.
And many people would get notification that it has expired, and later on, when you have installed another one, there's another one in the market.
Yes, so it comes out in yearly licenses. So you pay for 1 year's usage, and during that time, there's constant updates coming through, because there's constant vulnerabilities happening on your PCs or on your phones. A lot of people think phones cannot be hacked. They can be hacked. You should put antivirus on your phone as well.
Which is something that I wanted to ask you, especially with regards to the trend now. Many Facebook users are saying that their accounts are hacked, and you would find a notification. Let's say you get a message from me that says, is it you in this video? Whereas I didn't even send you that kind of message.
Yes. So that's basically stealing for information, and that can happen in a number of ways. I think the biggest way that it happens is through social engineering. So somebody that probably knows who you are, your stature person, who you are in society, they will go to people that might know you and slowly work their way to finding your password, your username, and maybe possibly just your email address, and knowing somebody that's linked to you that would send you a specific type of email address. They send that to you, get you to click on a link, get your password, and they take over your account.
So many people use their cell phones for various types of transactions, including banking, ordering pizza, or getting food from a certain outlet. So many times people do e-payments. And online shopping and so forth. How susceptible are those devices to hacking?
All devices are susceptible to hacking. The thing is to use reputable payment streams. So Ozow is one of those reputable payment streams. Something that you need to always have second factor authentication enabled, because if your device does get stolen, for instance, by somebody, to get onto that phone, to bypass your PIN, is pretty easy. But to get onto your banking app, they would need a second factor authentication. So it's something you know, something you have. So something you have is your phone, something you know is a password, and then there will be a second factor authentication, as in an SMS with an OTP, which is a one-time PIN that gets sent to you.
Now we are heading up towards Black Friday.
Yes.
And you will understand the sophistication of these cyber criminals, how they evolve from time to time. One would think that if they did online shopping last year, they can successfully do it again this year. What should people be on the lookout for?
Don't ever give out your credit card details. That's number one. So if you look at the crime trend, credit card is probably the highest fraud that happens at the moment, credit card fraud. And that's because the numbers in the front is literally all that people need, the ACVV at the back. In South Africa, we have something called 3D Secure, or Verified by Visa, and 3D Secure is MasterCard. And that does give you an OTP at the end of a transaction. It gives you the second factor. But once your details are taken, they can use it in the States, they can use it anywhere. Through Ozow, I think you're a lot more protected, it's a lot safer. It's an EFT payment stream. We authenticate you as a user, and then secondly, we authenticate the payment. Both of them done through second factor authentication methods. And we haven't been hacked in 5 years so far. We don't think that we're unhackable, but we do put the processes in place. We're part of something called PCI DSS, which is a policy that protects payments, and we code in a specific way.
Okay, so just very briefly,
Yeah.
Is it safe to swipe or tap?
I wouldn't say swipe, because that's a magnetic strip that can easily be cloned. Tapping has a limit, and it's linked to a chip. But if somebody gets your card, there's nothing stopping them from tapping all over the show. It's best to insert your card, definitely, and where possible, use Ozow.
So during these times, if your card can be stolen and somebody taps, they can get away with it?
Yes, up to 750 Rand per payment, yeah.
Right. Well, thank you very much for making time to speak to us.
Thank you for having me over here.
All right. Mitchan Adams is Head of R&D and Innovation at Ozow.